maybe it's the other way round.
The police find them.
What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz back here for Cinephellas.com. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. You guys are getting back in the swing of life. They're reopening things out there, restaurants, stores. You guys are going to be able to see your friends again, and that's a really great feeling. Summer's finally here in the Chicagoland area, and a lot of great films and TV shows are returning. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the brand new horror film,
You Should Have Left,
directed by David Koepp. Huge fan of his. He was a writer for Jurassic Park. Stir of Echoes, really great film from back in the 90s, filmed in Chicago. And then Secret Window with Johnny Depp, another fantastic movie. This time around, he's directing and writing this film, bringing back Kevin Bacon. They work together in Stir of Echoes. And Kevin Bacon plays the character of this banker, and his wife is played by Amanda Seyfried, and they have a daughter. They end up going to Wales on vacation, renting out this beautiful modern style home in the middle of the countryside. It's really beautiful, really nice setup. The modern house looks like the house in the new Invisible Man, which is also Blumhouse. So I see what they did there. I don't know if that's intentional, but it looked very similar. And the setup of the film is them showing up at this house, and weird and spooky things start happening. And with this film, the setup of the house, it's not really scary looking. It's very modern looking. There's a lot of lights on in the house. When you think of horror movies, scary movies, it's always something lurking in the dark. But in this movie, there's always a light on. And it's kind of funny in the film is Kevin Bacon's character is really discovering the house, all these, secret doors. There's like a ton of lights and all these light switches that he keeps turning on. And even when he turns off the lights, it's still pretty lit. It's lit up in there. Boo! It's lit up in the house, so it doesn't really have a creepy feel to it. The overall atmosphere isn't really that terrifying. And from the get-go of the film, I wasn't really that scared or startled. And with Blumhouse, they like to throw in a lot of jump scares. There's a few in this film, and we kind of dive into these characters. Weird shit starts happening. The little girl sees these shadows, and they kind of pop up throughout the house. And then Kevin Bacon's character, I guess he's a banker or former banker, but they never really say. I think in the book he was a screenwriter, but in the movie he's a banker for some odd reason. And then Amanda Seyfried is like an actress. So there's definitely something going on with their marriage. Something seems really off. He's a lot older than her. And we find out later in the story what exactly happened to his first marriage and what it all means for his character at the end of the film. Characters that we really don't care about, being Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried, we don't really have much of a backstory with them. They're just married and they don't seem very happy. It looks like a lot of stuff's going on in their marriage and they're trying to figure things out, get away for a little bit, get away from work. And it really tries to set up a lot of spooky elements in the film that just don't really work. One having to do with Kevin Bacon. He's always writing in this book. His thoughts and all these weird sentences kind of show up in the book, and he didn't write them, so who actually did it was his wife. And it sets up, the supernatural aspect of this horror film. It's supposed to be like an old haunted house having to do with this guy. It really sets up a great aspect of mystery of what exactly happened in the house they're renting out and they're staying on vacation. What exactly went down there. We get glimpses throughout the movie of this guy that lived there previously and some really fucked up shit. One of the biggest issues I had with this movie is the characters having dreams. You never really know what's actually happening in the house. Kevin Bacon's character is definitely going through a lot. We've seen this in so many movies before, so it's not original, where a person, novelist, writer, whatever, goes out in the middle of nowhere to clear the head to work on a project and they start going crazy, right? Jack from The Shining, and we see that in Secret Window with Johnny Depp. So there was nothing original in terms of that. And just the main characters in this movie, being the family, the three characters, the husband, wife, and daughter, are really not that interesting. They don't really give us anything in terms of character development. We have no backstory, so we never really care for them. And just nothing happens. They're all just kind of boring, depressing people, and something that kind of brought me out of the movie. It didn't keep me interested. The first hour really dragged. It's really slow movie, and then the last half an hour, it's supposed to be like the climax, and it was kind of silly. And the overall tone of the movie is all over the place. It's supposed to be a horror movie, then it's kind of a drama, and it didn't feel like the writing was cohesive of these characters or the story. So it felt like it was all over the place and really didn't mix well from the first, second, and third act. And I hate to say this because Kevin Bacon is one of my favorite actors of all time. I sure do love Ren McCormick. But, this character didn't work. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. The way the character was written as Theo, really silly ending. We find out what exactly happened to his past marriage. And Amanda Seyfried, her character, they just didn't give her much to do. She's just kind of there as this mom watching over this girl, this house in the middle of nowhere in Wales, and just watching her daughter, there just wasn't much to her or Kevin Bacon's character. And it's really sad because I was looking forward to this movie, but overall I was pretty disappointed with You Should Have Left. I was really looking forward to this, the director, writer of this movie, working with Kevin Bacon again, having Amanda Seyfried in the movie. Produced by Blumhouse, I was really expecting a lot more, but it seems like lately Blumhouse has been putting out a lot of films that are not very good. But overall, this movie just didn't work for me. The directing, writing, the characters, the overall plot, the ending was all kind of silly, and it was a big disappointment for me. So overall, I'm going to give You Should Have Left a 3 out of 5 Kevin Bacon hair pieces. So if you guys did check out You Should Have Left, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of that ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out with Uncle Kevin Bacon up here in this spooky modern style home in Wales. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? Until the next movie review. Cheers!